Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Mrs. G. In this video, we are going to be completing the 2017 Social Studies CSEC Multiple Choice Past Paper. Let's get to it. Items 31 to 32 refers to the following table, which shows the population figures of 4 countries. So there is country 1, 2, 3, and 4. It gives you the area as well as the population. Question: which country has the highest population density? So population density is really talking about the amount of persons that are within a specific area per square kilometer. So in order to find population density, it means that you would need to divide the number of persons by the area that you are working with. So which one of the countries has the highest population density? That would have been option 2, which would be 1,500 persons per square kilometer. So it would have been option 2. Your answer for that would have been letter B. Number 32. Which country has the lowest population density? So remember, you are going to be calculating by dividing the population by the area. So the one with the lowest population density would have been this one. So your answer for number 32 would have been letter D. Number 33. The term labor force is best defined as all persons who are under the age of retirement from work, qualified to work and are currently employed, qualified to work and are currently seeking employment, employed and unemployed, qualified, willing and able to work. All right. So labor force, it is referring to the persons who are employed and unemployed, qualified, willing and actually able to work. So your answer for number 33 would have been letter D. Number 34 refers to the following graph, which shows birth rate according to gender for country Z. So the birth rate, you're going to use that to answer number 34. Let's explain the graph first. Birth rate is per 1,000. The female is the broken line, that's this one here. And the male is the unbroken line. This is showing the quantity and this is showing the year on this axis. Question says, from the data given in the graph, it can be concluded that A, male birth rate has always been lower than that of females. So this is the male birth rate, that's the unbroken line. It says it has always been lower than that of females. So that's not correct because you're seeing the fluctuation there. So A would not have been your answer. B, female birth rate increased steadily between 1960 and 1990. So female, that's the broken line. 1960 would be here and 1990 would be to the end. We're not seeing where it increased steadily. We're actually seeing fluctuation from the female birth rate as well. C, female birth rate reached its highest level around the mid 1970s. So mid 1970s would be about mid 1975. That's right in the middle there. So female, that's the broken line. The highest point is around the mid 70s, so that would have been correct. So it seems as if the answer is letter C, but we can still look at D just to make sure. Male birth rate was higher than that of female birth between 1975 and 1980. So that's 1975 here and 1980. It's saying that male was higher and it was not. So your answer for number 34 would have been letter C. 35. Which of the following contribute directly to a fall in the infant mortality rate? So the infant mortality rate is referring to the amount of babies that die before they actually get to age 1. So it has in bold here, directly contribute to a fall. That means a reduction. The options are improved nutrition, vaccination against diseases, development of high income housing. So the ones that directly contribute would have been improved nutrition as well as vaccination against diseases. So that is option 1 and 2. So your answer for 35 would have been letter A. 36. Country's population increase is calculated by finding the specific fertility rate, positive net migration, difference between birth rate and death rate, sum of the natural increase and net migration. Alright, so it says the country's population increase, meaning the increase of the amount of persons in the population or in the country. The answer for that would have been the difference between birth rate and death rate. It is possible that when you calculate the difference between birth rate and death rate, that you do not end up with a population increase, but you end up with a population decrease. But from the options that are there, this one would have been your best suitable answer. So it would have been letter C for your answer. Number 37, the concepts of push and pull factors are associated with migration of people, unemployment patterns, development of resources, or pollution of the environment. So push and pull factors is associated with the migration of people. Push factors are talking about those factors that would make people want to leave their specific area that they were living. Pull factors are those factors that are inviting persons to move to another area. 38. An example of intra-regional migration is, so intra-regional means within your particular region. So the Caribbean itself would have been seen as a region. Options are Jamaica to the United States, that would have been international migration. United States to Montserrat, international, just the same. Anguilla to the UK, international, just the same. Trinidad and Tobago to St. Lucia, that is within the Caribbean. So your answer for number 38 would have been letter D. 39. Which of the following factors would discourage emigration? So emigration is when you leave your home country, and it is saying which one of the factors would discourage, which would mean which one of the factors would cause you to not want to leave your home country. So A, high standard of living in the destination country. No. B, relaxed immigration laws in the destination country. No. Availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin, or lack of economic opportunities in the country of origin. So the one that would discourage emigration, or the one that would make you want to stay in your own country, is the availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin. So your answer for number 39 would have been letter C. Number 40, healthy individuals are beneficial to a country's development because such individuals are more likely to be less critical, satisfied and contented, self-sufficient and self-reliant, or productive and effective workers. So your answer for 40 would have been letter D. Healthy individuals would more likely be productive and effective workers. 41. Which of the following changes is least likely to lead to the development of human resources of a country? So it said least likely to lead to the development. Options are improved health services, increase in the cost of living, increase in the minimum wage, or improved educational opportunities. So your answer for 41 would have been letter B, which is increase in the cost of living. Number 42. Which of the following is not a reason for a government to develop the human resource potential of a country? Providing skilled and productive workers, they would want to do it for that. Familiarizing citizens with new technology, they would want to do that as well. Developing creative and innovative thinkers, yes, that's also important. Supplementing the labor force of foreign countries. So that is not a reason for government to develop their human resource potential. So your answer for number 42 would have been letter D. 43. Which of the following actions may be taken by an employer against workers during an industrial dispute? So the strike would have been the worker that is doing that. Sick out would also be the worker. Lockout would have been the employer. So the employer can actually lock the gates or lock the office so that persons are not allowed to enter. And work to rule would be something that the workers would actually do. So the question said action that may be taken by an employer. There is only one, so that would have been letter C, which is lockout for your answer. Number 44, which of the following conditions does not contribute to unemployment? Increase in exports, that is the goods that you're actually sending elsewhere to other countries. Increase in population, closure of businesses, or inadequate educational facilities. So your answer for number 44 would have been letter A. That is the condition that does not contribute to unemployment, increase in export. 45. Which is the most appropriate order of task for a job seeker? Options are assess qualifications and experience for available jobs, collect information about available job vacancies, write applications for the desired jobs. All right, so first, based on these options, first of all, you have to know about a job in order to assess the qualifications for the job. And you have to know about the job before you can actually write applications for the job. So you would start off by collecting information about the available job vacancies. That would have been option 2. So there is only one of these that actually start out with 2, and that is letter B, but we can still go through just to check. So after you collect information about the available job vacancies, then you would assess your qualifications and experience for the job that is available. Then you write your application. So it would be 2, 1, then 3. So that is your answer, letter B for number 45. 46 is based on the following pie chart showing revenue earning industries in Caricom. So the options are petroleum, bauxite, agriculture, fisheries and forestry together, tourism and manufacturing. Which of the following statement is not true according to the information provided in the chart? So A, the mining sector earns more than the manufacturing sector. So the mining sector here, which is bauxite, earns more than the manufacturing sector. That is correct. So the question says which one is not true. B, tourism, bauxite and manufacturing combined earn more than petroleum. That's tourism, bauxite and manufacturing combined earn more than petroleum. That is also true. C, bauxite and tourism earn less than petroleum, agriculture and fisheries and forestry. So bauxite and tourism earn less than petroleum, agriculture, fisheries and forestry. That is also true. Letter D, tourism and petroleum earn less than agriculture, fisheries, forestry and manufacturing. So tourism and petroleum earn less than agriculture, fisheries, forestry and manufacturing. So that would not be true. So your answer for number 46 would have been letter D. 47. Which of the following statements is true about marine life in the Caribbean? So it is a renewable resource. That is true. It is an unlimited resource. That is not true. So even though it is renewable and it can be renewed, it is not unlimited. It can actually dwindle. It can finish to an extent. You cannot have enough for you to actually take from the marine life. So your answer for that one would have been letter A. It is a renewable resource. Number 48. Most Caribbean countries remain producers of primary products mainly because they are agriculturally based, they possess a few mineral resources, their labor forces are largely unskilled, or they lack the means to process their resources. So in this case, it would have been letter D, where they lack the means to process their resources. So they do have the raw materials and they produce the primary products because they have the raw materials, but they do that mainly because they lack the means to process the resources further. 49. Which of the following methods of fishing is most damaging to the ecosystem? Setting of fish pots, use of dynamite, trawling the seas and oceans, and the dropping of seines and nets. So B and C are very damaging. For this one, I would choose option B instead of C. So trawling the seas and oceans, that means that you have a large fish net and you are pulling it behind a boat. So the boat is moving and you're just driving with the net wide open behind the boat. So anything that comes across there gets caught in the net. So that is dangerous in itself because you're going to catch a lot of unwanted marine life that you will end up just killing rather than utilizing. For B, the use of dynamite. When you use a dynamite, it destroys the entire ecosystem. So it is not just the marine animals that are affected, it also disrupts the coral reef ecosystem in general. So that would have been the answer for number 49. That would have been letter B. Number 50. Renewable physical resources may provide energy in the Caribbean for years to come. One example of a renewable physical resource is coal, wood, petroleum, or natural gas. So we're already sure that petroleum and natural gas are out. Your answer for number 50 would have been letter B. Number 51. Which of the following Caricom groups is made up of prime ministers, executive presidents, or chief ministers? The options are Secretariat, Common Market Council, Standing Committee of Ministers, or Heads of Government Conference. So if you look at the options here, these are basically your heads of government, prime ministers, executive presidents, and the chief ministers. So your answer for number 51 would have been letter D, which is the Heads of Government Conference. 52. Which of the following is the most important aim of the trading arrangement within Caricom? To promote economic development in the region, to increase the markets and revenues of larger territories? No, because remember, it is all in an effort to be fair to all Caribbean countries. C, to ensure that goods from outside the region become cheaper. That would not be your option either. Or D, to increase travel and contact among the people of the region. So your answer for 52 would have been letter A, which is to promote economic development in the region. 53. Which of the following factors hinders cooperation among Caricom states? So what is it among these options that is going to stop or cause persons in Caricom states to not want to cooperate with each other? A, common economic policies. B, the challenge of globalization. C, competition for foreign capital. Or D, difference in cultural traditions. So for 53, your answer would have been letter C, which is the competition for foreign capital. 54. Which of the following institutions of Caricom is responsible for the economic activities of the community? A, Common Market Council. B, Standing Committee of Ministers. C, Heads of Government Conference. Or D, Conference of Agricultural Ministers. So your answer for 54 would have been letter B, which is Standing Committee of Ministers. 55. If a Caricom country imposes restrictions on Caricom products, which of the following provisions of the treaty is being violated? So there's rule of origin, liberalization of trade, special regime of LDCs, that is less developed countries, or D, common external tariffs? Your answer for 55 would have been letter B, which is liberalization of trade. 56. Which of the following factors is intended to promote trade among Caricom member states? Variety of currencies by Caricom countries, removal of duties on regional goods and services, importation of low-cost goods from countries outside the region, D, production of similar products and services in the various member states. Your answer for 56 would have been letter B, which is the removal of duties on regional goods and services. So that would promote trade among the Caricom countries. 57. Globalization is characterized by all of the following except the migration of skilled labor, establishment of trade links around the world, creation of jobs as a result of foreign investment, or the use of low levels of technology in the production of goods. So your answer for 57 would have been letter D. That one is not relating to globalization. So that's the use of low levels of technology in production of goods. 58. Which of the following is the main reason for trade conflicts which sometimes arise among Caricom countries? Lack of natural resources, low level of industrial development, reluctance on the part of some governments to permit freedom of movement, competition for markets when several countries manufacture identical products. So your answer for 58 would have been letter D, which is the competition for markets when several countries manufacture identical products. Item 59 is relating to the statement, Caricom countries need to pool their skilled human resources. The most likely result of doing that would be speeding up the rate of brain drain, reduction in the need for foreign experts, reduction in workers' wages and salaries, or an increase in spending of foreign exchange. So if you actually pool the skilled human resources together, then that would reduce the need for foreign experts. So the answer for 59 would have been letter B. Number 60. Economic integration as part of Caricom's main objectives aims primarily at rationalizing Caricom's existing tariffs, limiting outside access to Caricom products, accelerating development in Caricom countries, or reducing the debt owned by Caricom member states. Your answer for 60 would have been letter C. That's accelerating development in Caricom countries. That takes us to the end of this past paper. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know in the comment section below. Please ensure that you like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you very much for watching. It is always a pleasure to assist you.